Neutral is a place of no movement. It means you're not making progress towards the goals or the ideas that are really important to you. Welcome to Beyond Neutral, where we talk about what gets you stuck and how we can shift and navigate the road forward. As leaders, as professionals in our careers, or just balancing and creating the kind of life you desire. I'm your host, Paula Reed. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to today's episode of Beyond Neutral. So I have a topic that I really want to spend the next couple of episodes talking about, and that is emotions and the range of emotions that we feel and how important it is to understand them and to experience them. You know, here's the deal. Emotions sometimes get a bad rap, right? Especially, and it's so funny because I was planning this episode today and was talking to a client and, you know, they described one of their coworkers as, well, they're very emotional. And that's like a classic thing that you hear, a person being very emotional, right? And what does that really mean? Because emotional is a giant bucket and there's a lot of pieces in it. And understanding emotions and acknowledging them is really important because emotions play a super important part in our lives. They are really the things that carry us through our lives and really enable us to navigate, okay? They're the drivers for basically everything we do when you really think about it. Now, whether we're consciously aware of it or they're happening and we're not conscious of it, right? They very much drive what we do. What is really beneficial in order to get the benefit of emotions is to really not have them in our subconscious, but to become really aware of them and be able to identify them and feel them and experience them in the most effective and balanced way. In order to do that, like what we're experiencing and when we're experiencing them needs to be in balance. And there are certain emotions that we really are very beneficial for us to experience a lot of, and other emotions that are not as beneficial for us to experience a lot of, but all of them have a place, whether it's anger or shame or joy or love or sadness or anxiety. They all play an important role, okay? They're there for a reason. There's a reason that we experience them. And experiencing them and being driven by them are two different things. So experiencing them is recognizing that you're involved in them in a moment, okay? But they're not necessarily an overriding mood, okay? They are a moment and they are passing. And the important thing is to understand when they're present in us, okay? And what they are. So the emotion that I really want to talk about today, which is like, I think the kingpin of emotions, is joy. And sometimes when you say that, experiencing joy, people get these pictures in their head of this, oh yeah, this like over the top kind of experience or sensation. Or I sometimes, when I talk to certain senior level executives about joy, it's like, it sounds like a touchy-feely thing or something like that. It sounds too euphoric almost. But the reality is that joy is a very, very essential emotion because building and sustaining joy is all about having emotional energy, right? And having emotional energy, joy is is essential to enjoy our life. And having a big, full joy bucket is really the things that enables us to be resilient. And it enables us to kind of manage those other emotions, those other not so pleasant emotions like anger or anxiety or frustration or shame that come along. Okay. Our ability to navigate those and control the impact that those have on us can be a huge factor, and that can be a function of how much joy we have and how full our joy bucket is. I know for me from personal experience, if I'm feeling depleted, okay, and being depleted is really that you're not experiencing enough joy in your life. There aren't enough pleasant associations coming in to your life, coming into your experiences. And when I feel depleted, I notice that things that come along that normally I could take in stride, challenges that happen, whatever it is, something that didn't go the way I expected to, or, bad news that I get, or in any form. Okay. I noticed that my capacity to manage those other emotions and stay on track and stay on an even keel and kind of take them in stride, experience them, but still take them in stride. My ability to do that is dramatically less if I have not been really focusing on the things that give me joy and ensuring that I'm really building up my joy bucket. And so, and it's easy to have that happen, right? It's easy to kind of be so involved in your work and your responsibilities and the things that you should be doing that you lose track of the things that are important in really sustaining you. And it's not uncommon for extremely successful people who are successful in the outer world or appear to be successful and to be receiving confirmation for their capacities and their abilities and their accomplishments to not internally feel the way you would expect them to based on those external things, because joy is really about an internal experience. And it's really focusing on yourself and what you need to sustain you. So really, really important emotion to pay attention to and to concentrate on the things that give that to you. Okay. So there's a lot of ways to do that. One is, number one, physical energy. We talk about exercise and how important exercise is, and it definitely is. And that physical piece of it can absolutely be an important part of acquiring and sustaining joy in your life, but it's not the only thing, because the other thing is really recognizing those things in life that give you joy and those things in life that you want and those things in life that you need, not the shoulds, but want. And so one of the practices that I have incorporated into my life, number one, I incorporate meditation. And I can tell you right now, 10 minutes of meditation on a consistent basis is absolutely life-sustaining for me. Emotionally, just builds up my resilience in a huge way. So not everybody loves it and not everybody, does it, but that's one thing. But throwing that one out, if you haven't tried it, it's phenomenal. But another thing that's really, really helpful in kind of building up your joy bucket is a practice of really identifying what you want out of your day, okay? What you want your day to give you. And this is an internal thing, meaning it's something that you can have control over, okay? What you want to get. And it may be little simple things. It may be little baby steps. It may be, I want to sit in quiet for 3 minutes. I want to take a moment to pause and look at the sky today. I want to end my day feeling like you name it, okay? I accomplished these 2 incredible priorities for me. And they're not should priorities. They're what you want for priorities, okay? And they can be baby steps. But wake up in the morning and identify 3 things that would make your day especially joyful. Does not need to be huge. It could be, I want to text a friend and just tell them I'm thinking about them. It may be, I want to sit and listen to classical music for 5 minutes before I start my day. You name it. What do you want? What is a priority for you to give you something that is just your own to experience, your own to appreciate? One way. Another way is to start the day thinking about 3 things that you really like about yourself. 3 things that you're grateful for about you, okay? Maybe it might be grateful for in your life, but grateful for about who you are, because the practice of joy and building joy is really centered around your experience, an appreciation for you, and recognizing internally what you need in order to sustain yourself and in order to build your energy. I guarantee you that if you start a practice of really focusing on that, it will reward you with benefits. It will give you resilience. It will give you energy. It will give you an ability to accept other emotions that aren't as easy to sit with. They will be easier to tackle if you have a full joy bucket. And it's very interesting because I can think back to myself in my own situations where I have just felt depleted. And I always can tell that I'm depleted by a function of how easily I deal with unexpected events or, unexpected negative events, I should say. And it could be the simplest thing of having plans to go out with a friend, and for whatever reason, they cancel. When my joy bucket's deleted, that's a big deal to me. My disappointment level is huge, right? When my joy bucket's not depleted, I go, oh, okay, well, let's find another time. That sounds great. That's what happens, okay? Having resilience is all about having joy. It's not this big, fluffy celebration kind of thing. It's everyday little events that make a difference in how we see ourselves and how we appreciate ourselves and how we recognize the need to take care of ourselves just a little bit. You don't have to have a massage. You don't have to go to a spa. You can just appreciate something every single day. And so incorporating a practice like that, I can tell you will pay dividends. So next couple of episodes is all about this. It's all about understanding our emotions and the range of them and how important it is to experience every single one of them, because every single emotion is telling us something. Don't throw it in a bucket. And try not to throw it in a bucket with other people of saying they're emotional, okay? Because that doesn't mean anything. That means they're human. Person who is emotional is human. What is the thing they're really experiencing? And what is the thing you're really experiencing? So pay attention to that. That's my thought of the day. If you'd like to talk more about that, always happy to do it. But I hope you can find 3 things you really like and appreciate about yourself and start your day off with those as a way to build your joy bucket. And in the meantime, have a great day, keep driving, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Thanks so much for joining us on this week's episode of Beyond Neutral. Make sure to visit our website, www.reidandco.com, for this week's show notes. That's reidnco.com. And if you found value in today's episode, I would really appreciate you giving us a rating on Apple Podcasts, or better yet, share it with a friend. Also, don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. All of this helps to support the show. Thanks so much. Take care.